Remember those early mobile phones? Heavy bricks, green screens. Maybe you played Snake.
Oh yeah, feels like a lifetime ago now, doesn't it?
Totally. And now the computer in your pocket is, well, ridiculously powerful compared to even desktops from just a decade or so back.
It's a genuine revolution.
Yeah,
Not something coming, it's already here, happening at, warp speed.
exactly. Welcome, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're going to try and cut through some of the noise around artificial intelligence.
We'll unpack its history, some really surprising things it can do now, and crucially, how it connects with data science.
We've got some great sources to guide us.
We do. We'll be looking at pieces like The History of Artificial Intelligence, which really tracks this long human ambition, building smart machines.
And another one I liked.
Yeah, data science and AI. Twin siblings or two ingredients of a spicy biryani, which is a fantastic analogy we'll get into.
Sounds delicious already.
Right. And we'll also touch on how some organizations are actually making all this complex tech way more accessible.
Okay, so our mission for you today, we want to pull out the key insights, give you that shortcut to feeling informed about AI and data science.
And hopefully share a few of those aha moments too, some surprising facts along the way.
So let's just take a moment on that speed of change again, from those basic phones to these pocket supercomputers.
It really is staggering.
It's not just evolution, is it? It feels like a fundamental shift, a revolution, like you said, unfolding right now.
And what's fascinating, I think, is that the core goal, the ambition behind it all, has actually been pretty consistent for a long time.
Nanny.
Well, scientists for decades have been aiming to create machines that are, as smart, as clever as humans.
Right.
You can even go back to 1950. Claude Shannon, he built this thing called Theseus.
Theseus.
Yeah, it was like a remote-controlled mouse that could navigate a maze, a physical labyrinth.
Okay.
And the cool part, it remembered the path. On the next try, it can find shortcuts it learned.
Wow, 1950. That's a really early concrete step, isn't it?
Exactly, towards that big aspiration.
And obviously, today's machines are just leaps and bounds beyond Theseus. So what are some of the really mind-blowing capabilities AI has now?
Well, connecting that history to now, the progress, especially in things like language and speech recognition, it's been explosive, honestly. Think about it. AI now routinely outperforms humans in recognizing handwriting, understanding speech, even recognizing complex images.
Better than us.
In many specific tests, yes. Reading comprehension, general language understanding, AI's beating human benchmarks. Your phone, for instance, instantly sorting thousands of your photos by faces or places, that's AI.
Right, I take that for granted now.
Or when you talk to your device, give it a complicated command, and it just gets it. It acts on it.
Yeah.
Google speech recognition is a great example. It understands English, Urdu, probably many others.
Yeah.
It translates. It even transcribes videos automatically now.
Okay, that transcription's pretty amazing.
And the deeper insight here, I think, isn't just that it does these things, but how it changes how we interact with technology. It frees us up, from the mundane stuff.
Right, lets us focus on more creative or strategic things. That makes sense.
That's exactly.
So it's moving beyond just recognizing things to actually understanding them. But you mentioned images. Here's where it gets really interesting for me. The jump from recognizing images to actually creating them.
Yes. Text-to-image generation. It's a huge leap.
Explain that a bit.
Okay, so you basically just type a description, a few words, a sentence. Maybe a cat astronaut riding a dolphin in space, photorealistic style.
Okay.
And the AI, in seconds, generates a complex, often beautiful, sometimes weird image based purely on your text.
Tools like Daily, Midjourney, those ones?
Precisely. They're doing incredible work, producing really stunning, original-looking visuals.
And wasn't there something about an art competition?
Yes. Get this, an artwork generated entirely by AI actually won first place in a fine art competition in the U.S.
Wow, okay, that definitely blurs some lines, doesn't it? About creativity, authorship.
Absolutely. That's the real kicker. It challenges how we even define art and the artist.
So, incredible leaps. But are there still things AI struggles with? Limitations?
Oh, for sure. For instance, writing a truly complex, coherent, emotionally resonant novel. AI isn't quite there yet. That deep narrative crafting still seems very human. For now, anyway.
For now.
Exactly. The progress is so fast. The day we see a bestseller written entirely by a machine, it might not be as far off as we think.
So what used to be pure science fiction is genuinely becoming reality.
It really is. And it impacts all of us, whether we realize it fully yet or not. It forces us to think about, what makes human intelligence unique.
Right. So we've seen these amazing AI abilities, but what's powering it all? What's the foundation?
Which brings us neatly to data science, right?
Exactly. And that source you mentioned earlier has this brilliant analogy,
The Biryani one.
the Biryani one.
Yeah.
It describes data science as like the elderly knowledge or the foundational expertise. Okay, explain.
It's all about digging into huge amounts of data, figuring out what it means, and pulling out valuable, actionable insights.
So looking at past information.
Yeah. Understanding patterns, trends. Businesses use it for decisions, making predictions, recommendations. Think of it like getting all your ingredients prepped perfectly for that biryani.
Cleaning the rice, chopping the onions, grinding the spices.
Exactly. Data science makes sure the data foundation is solid, clean, reliable, ready for the next step. It's about understanding what is, what was.
Okay, gotcha. So if data science is prepping the perfect ingredients, what spice does AI add to the mix?
AI is that potent special spice. It's the tech that lets machines do things that normally require human intelligence. Learning, problem-solving, decision-making. It uses advanced tools like learning models, neural networks.
Which are kind of like artificial brains?
Sort of, yeah. Inspired by how our brains work, designed to spot complex patterns and learn from data. That's the AI spice.
Okay, the analogy holds up. So can you see the connection now? Think about it. Data science finds the patterns, AI acts on them.
Precisely. Data science gives you the insight.
Yeah.
So going back to the biryani, data science analyzes sales data and tells you, hey, sales always spike on Fridays.
Right.
AI then takes that insight and does something with it. Like it predicts how much biryani you'll likely sell next Friday, so you know exactly how much to cook.
Ah, okay. Understanding versus action. Or prediction.
Exactly. One understands the past and present from the data. The other uses that understanding to predict or influence the future.
So this raises a key question then. What actually feeds these powerful AI algorithms?
The answer is simple. Data.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of well-prepared data.
Which comes from?
Data science. That's why data scientists are so crucial. They're the ones who clean the data, prepare it, transform it, basically get it into the right shape.
The necessary food for the AI models to learn effectively.
You got it. Without that clean, structured data foundation from data science, even the smartest AI algorithm can't really function properly. It needs that fuel.
Okay, that clarifies the relationship a lot. Now, where does machine learning or ML fit into this? Is it like a third chef in the kitchen?
Haha, maybe more like the cooking process itself in our analogy. ML is really a critical bridge. It's a key part of AI.
A subset of AI.
Right. And it's where data science and AI really come together, where they converge most clearly.
How so?
Well, ML models are the algorithms that are trained using all that lovely data prepared by data science.
Okay.
And that training allows them to make predictions or classify things, learn patterns without needing explicit instructions for every single scenario.
So ML is the engine that uses the data to make the predictions or decisions.
Exactly. It turns those prepped ingredients, using the recipe insights from data science, into the final, delicious, predictive dish.
Got it. Let's try and bring this to life a bit more for everyone listening. We need some real-world examples of this partnership in action.
Yeah, the sources had some good ones. Think about a shopping mall.
Okay.
Data science collects and analyzes historical data. When do most people visit? How long do they stay? Which entrances do they use?
Right, tracking footfall.
Then, an AI system takes that analyzed data and uses it to predict peak visiting times for the next week or month.
And the mall can use that to schedule more staff or plan promotions.
Exactly. Optimize operations, maybe even manage energy use more efficiently based on predicted crowds.
Okay, that makes sense. Any others?
How about a restaurant? Data science looks at past orders. Which dishes are most popular? Which meat dishes sell best on weekends? What's most profitable?
Finding the customer preferences.
Yeah. Then, an AI system can use those insights to predict which dishes are likely to be big sellers during, say, a specific holiday period like Eid.
Helping them manage inventory, plan the menu, reduce waste.
Precisely. Better planning, better service.
So it's really clear they work hand in hand, isn't it? One informs the other, constantly creating this cycle.
Absolutely. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
And this combination is genuinely reshaping our world, often in ways we don't even notice day to day.
Looking ahead then, what can we expect? More of this integration.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we're heading towards even deeper, more seamless integration across pretty much every field.
Like what?
Think about truly personalized experiences, shopping, entertainment, education. all tailored just for you based on data insights.
Hmm.
Or really smart cities that manage traffic flow, energy grids, public services dynamically, predictively,
Okay.
and in healthcare. Incredibly advanced health predictions. Imagine AI analyzing your data to predict potential issues years in advance. It could revolutionize preventative medicine.
Wow, that's potentially huge.
All powered by this combination, this synergy between understanding data and acting intelligently upon it.
So what does all this really mean for us, for people navigating this? It feels like this tech wave is going to affect everyone, right?
Without a doubt. On the one hand, AI promises to make difficult, dangerous, or just plain tedious tasks much, much easier through automation.
Freeing up human potential, maybe.
That's the hope, letting us focus on creativity, complex problem-solving, human connection. But there's another side.
The job displacement question.
Yeah, it definitely raises serious questions about jobs currently done by humans that machines, potentially robots powered by AI, could perform.
It brings us back to that sci-fi becoming reality point.
It really does. We're living through that transition, and we all need to figure out how to navigate it.
Now, for some listening, all this might still sound a bit overwhelming, maybe even scary. But one of our sources actually highlighted something really positive.
The accessibility aspect.
Yeah, how AI education itself is becoming much more democratic, much more available to everyone.
That's a really crucial point. There are organizations now, like one mentioned was Trionyx Vision, focusing specifically on making this tech understandable and usable, especially for beginners.
How are they doing that?
Through things like beginner-friendly lessons, really breaking down complex ideas into bite-sized chunks. Lots of emphasis on hands-on projects, actually building things.
Learning by doing.
Exactly. And offering support that's culturally relevant, using local examples. The goal is to equip people with, future-proof skills.
And they mentioned a success story.
They did. A guy named Nasir Khan, a small business owner in Karachi. With their help, in just 3 months, he apparently built 2 practical AI applications to help his own business.
Wow, that's fantastic. That shows it's not just for big tech companies.
Not at all. It shows innovation can come from anywhere when the tools and knowledge are made accessible. It's about empowering people.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We certainly have.
You've just completed this deep dive with us into the pretty dynamic world of artificial intelligence and data science.
We've traced AI's path from those early maze-solving mice.
Right, from Theseus.
To systems today that can understand you, talk back to you, even create award-winning art.
And we've seen how data science provides that absolutely essential foundation, that perfect mix of ingredients, to use our analogy one last time.
The bedrock upon which AI builds all its amazing predictive and functional capabilities.
They really aren't rivals at all, are they?
Not in the slightest. They are, as the source so perfectly put it, best friends. They complete each other. They push each other forward.
Constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Exactly. Reshaping our intelligent future as we speak.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If AI can already generate prize-winning art and predict market trends with scary accuracy, what's next? What new frontiers in creativity and foresight will it conquer? And maybe more importantly, how does that challenge us, to rethink our own roles, our own unique human contributions in this rapidly evolving AI-powered world we're all entering?